Say, I don't know, like Iggledy Biggledy Boo or something.
Higgledy piggledy boo.
Yes, sounds all right.
Yeah.
I'll edit that out. Don't worry. I'm so leaving that in. Okay, so join me as we interview Sir David Dance of House of Bugs, and there is an ongoing theme throughout the questioning. See if you can spot it. The answers are at the end. If you say you got it and you didn't, you're only lying to yourself. If you say you got it and you did, well done you, because he didn't. Hello, it's me, the Invertebrarian, and today we are speaking with...
It's Dave from House of Bugs.
So we have got a series of questions we are going to be asking you. We would appreciate if you, of course, answer them all. There's no prize. Okay, so the first one, a very nice, easy, simple question. The name of the channel pretty much speaks for itself. It is, of course, House of Bugs. But for anyone that's watching this, could you briefly explain the content of the channel and just all that jazz? You know, just
So
a summary of your channel.
yeah, basically, we're not just a spider channel. We've got a bit of everything. It is predominantly spiders at the moment, but we've got millipedes. We've had predatory beetles, centipedes. We've got a few reptiles, assassin bugs. Had crabs. Yeah, a few things. It's a bit of a little zoo, really, I guess.
It is indeed. So what inspired you to kind of dive into the world of YouTube?
Honestly, I was kind of just nagged by everybody, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I mentioned it a few times with some of my friends that I've been tempted to put a few videos up because I had quite a decent collection before I got into the YouTube side. So everyone was going, you should do it, you should do it, you should do it. So I thought, so I did it, why not? So I did it, and it's just kind of taken off, and it's been a bit of a wild ride.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I know I was certainly encouraging you to do it because, yeah. So you keep a wide range of inverts, as you've mentioned, true spiders, assassin bugs, obviously, to name a few. I was wondering if perhaps we could tap into any breeding plans you've got that you're willing to discuss, if any.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got the white spot ghost morph assassin bugs. I've got a breeding colony of at the moment, which is cool. Quite well. We're just waiting for the over to start hatching now. I've got about 60 over, I think, last count roughly. So it's going quite well.
Nice. They're a good colony.
Yeah, it's only a small colony. They're not too bad. There's about 14 adults in total. I paired up my OBT red colour form last night. That seemed to go okay. I think that's it at the moment. Quite a few things. I'm sure if anybody who's actually followed me already, you'll see the Dolomedes. I have just babies everywhere all the time. My Dolomedes female, I reckon she's going to be dropping another sack again soon. She's looking quite fat.
That'll be fun for you.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a few things in the works that I'm prepared to share, and a few things I'm not prepared to share, which you'll have to wait and see. But
got to keep a couple of secrets.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, sorry, pardon me. Okay, so when you're making a video, do you plan ahead or do you just kind of freestyle it?
100% freestyle. I don't plan anything in my life. I'm rubbish at it. I might sit down like on a Thursday and say, I'll record Friday, but as to what I'm going to record, I ain't got a clue until I start actually going through stuff. So it's something I'm going to work on, I think, to try and get a few more specific videos out, like species overview, like more in-depth stuff, rather than just chucking food in and saying, have a look at this. So
yeah, some care guides and stuff, obviously they're always really interesting for people, and I know there's not a huge amount of people. Obviously you've got a huge one of the biggest sort of collection of assassins that I certainly know of, and there's not many people tap into assassin bugs despite them being such really interesting and fascinating creatures to keep. So I think there's a market certainly there for care guides of assassin bugs, a better look at the different types of assassin bugs. That's certainly something I would watch, but obviously I'm quite a fan of this. And that kind of almost leads us on to our next question. What are the plans or goals for the channel to try and sort of keep it contemporary? What, Have you got a plan or a goal for the channel, or?
Um, I'm not really one to sit there and lose sleep over my sub count and stuff like that. I just enjoy doing it, really. So there's no sort of end goal. There is a few plans which I can't really talk about at the moment, but there is some, like, I'm planning on trying to get some live videos up, do some live streaming, a few collaboration videos and stuff like that, especially with the Southern show coming up. But there's nothing sort of huge end game. I'm not going to be sitting and saying by Christmas I want to be 1 million subs or that sort of jazz. Because just honestly, I don't care. I just enjoy the video and enjoy the interaction with the people.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to approach it. You know, the species you would like to own or add to your collection, and the polar opposite of that. Is there anything that's a huge, like, just a no-go that would have you just basically quick stepping out of the room?
Yeah, so it's a controversial one for me. I absolutely cannot stand T. Celedonia. I hate it. I think it's awful. I don't understand the price. I don't understand the hype of it. It just looks, to me, it looks like a versicolor in drag. I don't like it. It looks awful. I just don't. I can't stand the thing. It's
That'd be your no then.
Yeah. Don't get me a Celedonia because I'll unfriend you.
Yeah, fair enough. You weren't getting anyone anyway, so.
No, dream species for me, I've actually already got mine, is the Heteropoda lunala. For me, is the lightning huntsman, common name. But I've got two slings, or grown on slings at the moment. But that's for me always been my dream species. Tarantula-wise, I don't really have a dream species. I've got a favourite species, I guess, which is just Lacidora parahibana. Real common species. I love them. Yeah. I love it. It's such a great species to own.
I've said a million times, Lacidora are one of my all-time favourite species. My Kluge was by far, if I could have any of my spiders I've ever owned back, I would take her. I would have her back in a moment. Lacidora Kluge, she was absolutely brilliant. Okay, so in your experience, which invert had the worst reaction to result in just you like freaking out, losing your cool, and just had you like bouncing? What's the one that's just pushed you to your limit?
I've lost my patience a few times now with, I was breeding or trying to breed. I can't remember the correct name for it, but it's the wheel bug assassin, the American native species. And I bought, I think it's 7 from the spider shop, and they're like about 12 to 15 quid each. And we spent quite a bit on trying to get all these in. And I just watched them one by one just slowly die and not breed. They were just absolute nightmare. Same for the Sex Maculata predatory beetles we did.
Yeah,
we've got 7 of them in for a breeding project. 3 of them died off, I can assume, through old age, for being in the wild caught. One I watched was getting torn apart by his friends, which was great. And the other 3, I literally just completely lost interest with them, if I'm honest, and I sold them off to one of the guys in the community. So, but those are the 2 species I hate. And also, as you all know, my kryptonite in the hobby is the old Deonopsis. They hate me with passion. They always die on me. I've still got one left. But we've had like 5 now, and they just never seem to last me. I don't know why. I don't know.
And I've got all those things.
2,000 million of them.
Yeah. Okay, so if you had the opportunity to work with any 3 YouTuber type folk, who would they be and why, I suppose?
Ooh,
you don't have to justify it to me.
Yeah. So the ones I'd like to work with would probably be Bird Spider CH, Martin, Bird Spider's Chili, just because I love the proper scientific videos, like Martin does in the wild. I'd love to talk with Gar because I could just see that it's been an absolute crack, absolutely laugh. And
he certainly is. I can confirm that.
Yeah, I can imagine. We've had a few weird chats. And the third would probably be yourself, to be honest, because I'm looking forward to the Southern show. So we're going to have to get
Southern show. Yeah, the Southern show is going to be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait. And obviously, I have a huge thanks to yourselves and the entire community for for making that happen for me. This isn't about
Well,
me, this is about you, but a thank you to everybody that's made that happen. Which three suppliers would get you just absolutely jigging with excitement if you knew the postie was coming, be it Facebook or interweb? Which three suppliers just gets you?
ooh,
Wait,
top of the list will probably be Andy from So Many Legs. Just because now as well, I do a lot of work with Andy, as people probably know. I buy a lot through Andy. With him now branching into a bit of everything, not just inverts now. Yeah, and I've got recently picked up the Burmese Python from Andy as well. So Andy would be number one. Number two would probably, it's going to be a tie. Number two, I'm afraid it'll be between Blake or Chris. So Blake at Invert World or Chris at Bites and Stings UK. And then just because both of the guys are brilliant, I get on with them really well. Speak to them nearly every day, really. And third would be Spiders World EU, just because they've got such a huge selection from over there.
that's four, really. I only asked for three, but anyway.
Yeah, well, I can't come down south.
All right, so over the years, you've gained, pardon me, you gained a lot of experience in a number of areas. But you've also had quite a few dramatic changes with your own personal appearance. I've obviously been snooping through your Facebook, and you've had like blonde Mohicans, purple Mohicans, and I suppose it was kind of fitting in line with the time, if you will. But I was wondering if perhaps you would care to explain this look.
Yeah, so that would have been when I was 16.
I mean,
So
that's not even subtle. That's not even subtle.
No, it really wasn't. It was worse than that at the time. Yeah, so that was my complete blatant gothic / crow face when I was 16. I would have the spiky armbands, the see-through chain tops. I was full catalogue goth. I really was.
I had image of the YMCA for a moment there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I was the era really where bands such as Manson, Slipknot hit the main line, and it was just the sort of thing I fell into, really.
Yeah,
that group of people. And
it was quite a change, and it certainly allowed people to express themselves in a way that perhaps had been more frowned upon prior to that, I think.
Yeah. So that was my school appearance.
Nice.
That was how I went to school.
I'm sure your rector loved you walking through. All right, so moving on from that. What would you say is your favourite horror movie? What would you say is like a total classical horror film?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm a huge fan of films with Anthony Hopkins in. So Silence of the Lambs has got to be one of the top for me. I wouldn't say it's more of what you'd class as a modern day horror. It's more like a psychological horror, I guess you could say, which is right up my alley, because slasher gore movies just bore me. They really do. Silence of the Lambs is a cracking film. So yeah, that would be for me. I do like the Rob Zombie remake of the Halloween movie. It gets a bit weird, but as I expect for Rob Zombie. But yeah, I did enjoy that.
And then, of course, we've got the new Halloween coming out soon.
Today, is it?
Is it today? I don't know.
Came out today.
My dad's a big Jamie Lee fan. He'd probably know. Okay, if you could take a break anywhere in the world and study nature, where and what would it be?
It would have to be Australia for the reptile side of things. But
yeah, they've got a very interesting, diverse range of
it's just
wildlife.
There's just stuff that they get over there is just so unique and strange. So for me, it will hands down be Australia, and it would be reptiles for me, because they are still regardless of what's on the channel, they are my number one passion, are the reptiles. So
fair enough. If you were to swing into action, what would your superpower be?
I don't know. People who know me personally would say I've got a bit of a temper, so mine would have to be the Hulk's superpower. Because I think that's probably the one that's probably most realistic to me actually ever having. It's just
Dave Smash.
yeah. I just go complete caveman and lose my temper. So that would have to be the one. I'm not going to fantasize.
Don't play games with you. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, because I take
Monopoly cleared off the table.
Don't play Monopoly with me, because I end up going to the real jail.
Okay, yeah. If you could be experimental and combine any two inverts, what would they be and why?
Ooh.
So you thought these were all just going to be really stupid questions, and I've actually put a bit of effort into these.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I was expecting like, am I going to make out with Sam or something weird like that? But
don't give him ideas. Please don't give him ideas.
No, yeah, that's a good one. I'd probably have to go with a jumping spider and an assassin bug.
Oh, that would be friggin' awesome.
That would be insane.
That would be cool. I like that.
That would be something really special. Like that.
Yeah, it would be pretty bloody terrifying as well. Yeah. All right. Breeding Project Ahoy. What 3 channels do you think are worth raving about?
Ooh. Any 3 channels or size relative or any 3?
Any 3 channels you think are worth raving about.
So it'll be again for me really the 3 that I'd like to work with. So it'll be yourself.
The second part of my question was apart from the ones you've already named, but we'll ditch that. We'll just go with the answer you. If I can't read a question, then it's not meant to be. On you go.
Hang on then, let me think of another 3. I can do this. It's not that hard. So it'll be Sam from Bug Realms, Peter Webster, and third one. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm going to be one of these horrible people. I don't watch a lot of other channels, if I'm honest. I'm quite selective with my channels. The other third one I'd watch is it'd be Ants Canada, I guess. That's one of the other big 3 channels I watch.
This is a question that I've kind of been meaning to ask more of my guests. It's one of these ones that I've kind of thought afterwards I thought would probably make quite an interesting question. It's kind of, you ever been like, kind of boogieing down the street and actually been identified as a YouTuber, or whilst at any of the shows have you been identified as a YouTuber? Or, is it something that has occurred, or?
No, not yet. I think everyone just sees the weird looking guy with a weird haircut and just walks away, to be honest. No, I've never been pointed at and said, oh, you're what's his face from what's his face channel. I've never had that. I mean, the people around me personally, none of them are really into the whole inverts or reptile scene. So I'm not going to say anyone expect it. I think the only time it will ever happen, it will be at a show, to be honest, because that's the only time I'll ever meet other people from the same sort of interests.
Yeah, I'm curious. It's a question I think I will revisit with other people as we go on, because I'm kind of curious as to see if people do generally get recognised. What would you say are the best and worst part of doing YouTube? Like, what kind of gets you smiling and what gets you just grinding your teeth?
Ooh, best parts for me is the interaction with the people. I love it when people fire questions on the comments rather than just saying "great video." It's like, I know. It's like I'd much prefer people to just say, "What's this? Why are you doing that? What's this? What's happening?" Just a bit of interaction. I think that's brilliant. That's what really makes it for me. The bit that grinds my teeth, I guess, is the polar opposite, is when people just don't comment, don't get involved, and just sit there and watch. And then it's like, well, I guess.
I sometimes make a very, despite I've watched the content of the video and it could be that I'm settling a wee man, I've only got one arm free or whatever. So I will admittedly sometimes I've even just put a thumbs up just to acknowledge that I am watching the Normally I will try and interact a lot more, but I am guilty sometimes of just putting a minimum gesture comment.
Everybody's busy. It's like everyone's got busy lives and stuff. So I'm not expecting everyone to sit there and write me essays and stuff, because that's just unrealistic. So, but it is
dear Mr. David, I was watching your channel, House of Bugs, and I must inquire. So we've kind of hip hopped our way into the very last question. You very much enjoy calling me the Wizard. It's very much an ongoing gag. And I was kind of thinking about this. And so if we were to base it upon appearance, obviously you've got your beard pleats in there and everything, would you consider yourself a Viking or a pirate? And carefully about your answer on this one. Because it shall be you forevermore. As I am a wizard, you shall be.
I will be the Viking. Yeah, I don't know. I might get a bit of flack for this, but there's something about 20 or so blokes being on a pirate boat for 20 months or so at sea kind of creeps me out a bit. So we'll go to Viking.
Well, weren't they notoriously on a boat at sea for quite prolonged periods of time?
Yeah, they still stepped on land to do their thing.
They're pillaging.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, well, obviously that is actually all your questions done, mate. Believe it or not.
Brilliant. That was a good laugh.
Yeah, it was a good laugh. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I can't believe we got interrupted there on the very last question. Anyway, I really hope people come check out your channel. I love your channel. You know that. I've always been a big promoter of your channel, and will do anything I can to certainly help people come and check out your content. So please go and check out David's channel. There is so much variety there, as opposed to there's loads and loads of truths and stuff, which obviously in one of my other videos we were discussing about there being a gap in the market for that, and House of Bugs certainly caters to that gap. So please go check out House of Bugs. So all that's left for me to say is a goodbye from me, and of course a goodbye from
House of Bugs. Cheers, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. On the side note, Adam, we need to start the eating challenge again because that was a good laugh.
We will be starting the eating challenge again. We'll put our heads together. We'll come up with something and we'll work on that. But in the meantime, bye for now. Take care. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Check out House of Bugs. Bye. So that was our interview with David Dance of House of Bugs. I really hope you enjoyed that. And for those of you that were trying to spot the ongoing theme throughout that, here is the answers for you now. Some of them were admittedly a little bit weak, but it wasn't easy to try and basic questions and fit this into. You'll understand when you see the answers. Thank you ever so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share as always. Thank you, and bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Channel and just all that jazz, just... So what inspired you to kind of dive into the world? Perhaps we could tap into any breeding ahead, or do you just kind of freestyle it? Try and sort of keep it contemporary? Basically quick stepping out of the room and just had you like bounce in. What type folk? Who would they be as would get you just absolutely jiggy with excitement? Fitting in line with the time, if you will. Classical horror film. Okay, if you could take a break anywhere in the world, if you were to swing into action, if you could be experimental, and do you think are worth raving about? And kind of boogieing down the street and actually been identified, what gets you just grinding your teeth? So we've kind of hip-hopped our way into the very last question. That was for you, Mr. Dance, you Viking.